if you've gone into a new relationship, the hardest months typically land after your first 6 months. Okay? That's when you start hitting some challenges because that's when habits are going to kick in. That's when you're going to notice, the the initial the initial high that you had with your new partner starts wearing out by that point. At that point, once you hit your 6 months, just after your 6 months, that's when the high starts coming down. You start noticing more and more quirks that were there all the time, maybe, but you never really drew attention to it because you're on such an emotional high. That's when you start noticing different habits, quirks that may get on your nerves, or you start noticing different things being said that you don't quite agree with, or you start being exposed more and more to your partner's friends and family by that point, more than likely, and you might not like some of them. They may not like you, may not agree with what some of them have to say. So typically, after the first 6 months of a new relationship is when you're going to start hitting those roadblocks. They can be overcome, but you know, by that point, it's a good idea to have built a pretty good, solid foundation for the both of you, so that when you hit that wall or you hit that roadblock, you're stronger. The both of you are stronger and able to face it and get over it. You know, a lot of times this is the mark where a lot of relationships actually end. New relationships. They hit that mark around the 6 month mark, and the relationships that start dying off or just completely die off because they get through that initial high of how amazing your partner is, how fantastic they are, how great they make you feel, how wonderful the sex is, and now they're coming back down to earth. So those are the hardest months. So if you can get through those months right after the first 6 months, then you have a good chance of having a nice, longer, more fulfilling, long-lasting relationship. So yeah, that's typically around the time that you're going to run into those kind of problems.